you're ready for a morning stroll. Yes, Mommy, we are. Okay, just follow me. I know you have been learning about the moon from Mr. Hopster, so I'm going to sing a song about the moon. Yay! Yay! Moon, oh moon, up in the sky, looking like a yummy pie. How do you wax and wane so well? My dear friend, please do tell. Moon, oh moon, up in the sky, looking like a yummy pie. I hope you like the song, little ones. Mommy, we loved your song. We learned about the phases of the moon too. I remember that, sweetheart. Mr. Hopster has been a great teacher. Mommy, Mr. Hopster is over there. Yes, I see him. Mommy, can we go? He's so much fun and he has a lot of interesting stuff to share. Sure, little ones. When you're done, come home. Sure, Mommy.
Hello, little duckies. How are you today?
We're doing great.
Excellent. Are you in a mood to learn something new about the moon?
Sure, Mr. Hopster. We love to learn.
Great. Today we'll learn about the solar and lunar eclipse.
Eclipse. Huh. Isn't that where the sun or the moon disappear for some time before they reappear?
You are absolutely right. Let's see how this happens. Okay, here. Take a look at this. We have the sun, earth, and the moon. We know the moon revolves around the earth, and the earth revolves around the sun.
Yes, Mr. Hopster, we know that.
Sometimes the earth, sun, and the moon can be in a perfect alignment that the sun or the moon will not be visible for a certain period from earth. This is called eclipse.
What do we call it when the sun disappears?
Well, we call it as solar eclipse.
And if the moon disappears?
We call it as lunar eclipse. Let's see the revolutions again. Keep an eye on the positions of the moon, sun, and the earth.
Okay, we'll do that.
I hope you remember about the phases of the moon.
Yes, we remember, Mr. Hopster.
You may find that the moon comes in between the sun and the earth during new moon phase, and the earth comes in between the sun and the moon during the full moon phase.
We see that, Mr. Hopster.
Okay, let's see this more in detail. Let's start with the new moon. You can see that the moon is in between the sun and the earth here. Sometimes the moon is aligned in such a way to cover the sunlight from falling on the earth either partially or completely. This is called solar eclipse. Solar eclipse can happen only on new moon days because that's when the moon comes in between the sun and the earth. Take a look. The sun is so much bigger than the moon, but it's also so far away. Once in many of the moon's revolutions, it's aligned in such a way to cover the sun from the earth during new moon. In some areas of the earth, the sun can be completely hidden behind the moon. This is called total solar eclipse. Total solar eclipse looks like this. In some areas of the earth, the sun is visible partially. This is called partial solar eclipse. That's how we experience solar eclipse, duckies. And I know what you're thinking. You want to know about lunar eclipse. Okay, let's see how that happens. During full moon phase, the earth comes in between the sun and the moon. We know the moon doesn't have light of its own and only reflects the sun's light. Once in a while, during full moon, the earth, sun, and the moon are in a perfect alignment such that the earth doesn't let any light from the sun on the moon. In other words, the earth's shadow completely covers the moon. This is called total lunar eclipse. Take a look. Can you believe that? On a full moon day, when the moon is supposed to be fully visible, it will be completely invisible. However, total lunar eclipse is not very common. Instead, we experience partial lunar eclipse more commonly. This happens because the Earth's shadow appears partially on the moon, because the Earth, Moon and the Sun don't align perfectly. Take a look here. So, some parts of the moon will be visible during partial lunar eclipse. Okay, that was it. I hope you liked it.
That was fascinating, Mr. Hopster.
Thank you very much, duckies. Your mom is here. See you soon.
Let's recall!
Hi, this is Rhea. Welcome everyone. We saw the ducklings learn about solar and lunar eclipse. Let's see if you can recall them. On which phase of the moon can a solar eclipse happen? Take a look at the 3 boxes below. Can you tell me which one it is? Does it happen during full moon phase? Or does it happen during new moon phase? Or does it happen during the crescent phase? Yes, the solar eclipse happens during new moon phase, but only when the moon aligns perfectly, causing the sun to be hidden from the earth, either partially or totally. Let's take a look.
In some areas of the Earth, the sun can be completely hidden behind the moon. This is called total solar eclipse. Total solar eclipse looks like this. In some areas of the Earth, the sun is visible partially. This is called partial solar eclipse. That's how we experience solar eclipse, duckies.
Let's see another one. On which phase of the moon can a lunar eclipse happen? Take a look at the 3 boxes below. Can you tell me which one it is? Is it during gibbous phase? Or is it during crescent phase? Or is it during full moon phase? Yes, lunar eclipse can only happen in full moon phase, but only when the Earth's shadow covers the moon, either partially or totally. Let's take a look.
Can you believe that? On a full moon day, when the moon is supposed to be fully visible, it will be completely invisible. However, total lunar eclipse is not very common. Instead, we experience partial lunar eclipse more commonly. This happens because the Earth's shadow appears partially on the moon, because the Earth, Moon and the Sun don't align perfectly. Take a look here. So, some parts of the moon will be visible during partial lunar eclipse.
Much. Can you do what I can do? What's that? Give me the ball. Okay, here it is. Wow, that's awesome. Have you already started playing early in the morning? You all need to pay a visit to Mr. Hopster to learn something today. Where are your sisters? Mom, you're here. Our sisters are behind the bush over there. Go and get them and follow me. How are you?
Doing great, little ducklings. I've been waiting for you. I have something interesting to talk about today.
Yay, 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 yay! What is that going to be, Mr. Hopster?
Well, come over here.
Okay, Mr. Hopster, you guys go ahead. I have some work to do.
I'd love for you to stay and check this out.
Some other day, Mr. Hopster. Thank you for your offer.
Anytime, Mother Duck. We should be done in a little while. See you soon.
I'll be back when you're done. See you soon.
You know these are the 8 planets and the Sun is at the center? Collectively, we call this as solar system.
Yes, Mr. Hopster, we know that.
I'm sure you remember that days and nights happen because the Earth rotates around its own axis.
Yes, we remember that.
Today, we are going to learn about the revolution of these planets around the Sun.
What's revolution?
Well, you'll see now. The movement of the planets around the Sun is known as revolution. When the planet comes back to its starting point, we call it as one full revolution.
Wow, that's really wonderful.
Thank you, my dear. The path each planet takes around the Sun is known as orbit.
Orbit? Why is it called an orbit and not a circle?
Well, first of all, the path traveled by the planet is not circular. It's in the form of an ellipse. Secondly, orbit is the name of the path that one object in space takes around another.
Great! Now we know what's an orbit.
Each planet takes different time to complete one full revolution. For example, Earth takes 365 and a quarter days to complete one revolution.
Is that what we call 1 year?
Exactly. The time for the Earth to complete one full revolution around its own orbit is what we call as 1 year.
How long do the other planets take to complete one revolution?
Great question. Look over here. The closest planet to the Sun is Mercury. It takes only 88 days to complete one full revolution. The second planet is Venus. And Venus takes 225 days. The third planet is Earth. And we already saw that Earth takes 365 and a quarter days is what we call as 1 year to do a full revolution. The fourth planet is Mars. The red planet Mars takes a little less than 2 years to complete a revolution. The fifth planet is Jupiter. The largest planet, Jupiter, takes around 12 years for one full revolution around the Sun. The sixth planet from the Sun is Saturn. This gaseous planet takes about 30 years for one revolution around the Sun. The seventh and eighth planets are the icy planets. They are so far away from the Sun, so they take very long time. Uranus, the seventh planet, takes 84 years. And Neptune, the eighth planet, takes 165 years for one revolution around the Sun. Did you all like it?
We loved it. Wow, that's a lot of information.
I see your mom over there.
Bye, Mr. Hopster.
Bye, Mother Duck.
Let's recall.
Hi, this is Rhea. Welcome everyone. We saw Mr. Hopster and the ducklings learn about the revolutions of the planets around the Sun. We'll see if you can recall them. Can you tell what the name is of the path taken by the planet around the Sun? Is it called ellipse? Or is it called circle? Or is it called orbit? Yes, the name of the path taken by the planets to go around the Sun is called orbit. Let's take a look.
Thank you, my dear. The path each planet takes around the Sun is known as orbit.
Orbit? Why is it called an orbit and not a circle?
Well, first of all, the path traveled by the planet is not circular. It's in the form of an ellipse. Secondly, orbit is the name of the path that one object in space takes around another.
Great! Now we know what's an orbit.
Let's see another one. Can you tell how much time the Earth takes to complete one revolution around the Sun? Take a look at the 3 boxes below. Can you tell which one it is? Is it 1 year? Or is it 2 years? Or is it 3 years? Yes, the Earth takes 1 year to complete the revolution around the Sun. Let's take a look.
The third planet is Earth. And we already saw that Earth takes 365 and a quarter days is what we call as 1 year to do a full revolution.